16. Electric supercar. The extraterrestrial vehicle, or ETV for short, is a one-of-a-kind kit car designed by entrepreneur Mike Vetter of Meko, FL. The design of the ETV is clearly hit or miss. There is virtually no in-between because either you love it or you hate it. Whichever way your feelings sway, you must agree that this vehicle is extremely unique looking and worthy of this list. What you might not want to agree to is the nearly six figures you'll have to shell out to call this baby your own. Amphicar Model 770. In retrospect, I'm not sure that today's regulators would allow such a vehicle to exist. No, this photo is not manipulated in any fashion. That is a real car driving on real water. Perhaps what is most appealing about the 770 is the fact that it was so creative and many years ahead of its time. In a day and age where manufacturers seem to lack real creativity, seeing cars like this helps us realize how innovative the golden days of the auto industry were. 14. Tramontana R. Yes, believe it or not, this thing is street legal. Although it looks like something straight out of the Gran Turismo racing game, the R, as it is called, was actually designed for real-world driving rather than specifically for the racetrack. Like most supersports cars, you not only need to be rich to get one, but you also need to be super lucky. This is because only 12 of these beasts are manufactured every year and the starting price hovers around $500,000. Phantom Corsair. The Phantom Corsair is the brainchild of Rust Heinz, heir to the Heinz food processing company. Although this ageless beauty looks as though she could have been designed in the 21st century, in fact the original plans and prototypes were produced in the earlier part of the 1900s. The goal of the creator was to produce something unlike anything else on the road. Unfortunately, this vehicle, which would have cost roughly $210,000 in today's dollars, never made it to mass production because Rust Heinz died in an unrelated car crash in July of 1939. BMW i8. This futuristic-looking bad boy has already been in production for a year now. The BMW i8 was first introduced to the world as a concept car in 2012, followed by full-scale production 2 years later. This plug-in hybrid has an impressive range of nearly 400 miles and under ideal conditions has a top speed of 159 miles per hour. Perhaps what is most enticing about the i8 is the fact that it is slightly more affordable than you would assume, costing just over $130,000 brand new. 11. The Lyton Hypersport. This limited edition sports car made history not only by being one of the most expensive cars ever, but also because it was the first ever to come from the Middle East. Created by W Motors, a company founded in Lebanon, but headquartered in Dubai, this $3,400,000 super sports car has some very unusual features. Aside going from 0-60 in 2.8 seconds and having seats sewn with gold thread, the Hypersport is also said to have over 15 carats worth of diamonds embedded into its headlight. While this may seem impressive, do you truly believe it is worth $3,400,000 hard-earned bucks? 10. Buick LeSabre. Modern-day LeSabres look nothing like their 1951 forefather, as evident in the photos above. Because of its unique appearance, some consider the 1951 LeSabre to be one of the most iconic show cars of that decade. Designer Harley Earl was heavily inspired by the jet engine, which was a fairly new and revolutionary technology at the time. Maybe that explains why this monster of a car is often described as a jet engine on four wheels.
Time to show him who's in charge. Call me a shooting star. Shooting stars. Didn't even get to bronze.
9. Nissan S-Cargo. I'm not entirely convinced that Nissan couldn't reintroduce the S-Cargo back into the market as is. What I mean by this is very few cars produced from the late 1980s to the early 1990s will still look modern on today's streets. In all honesty, the S-Cargo looks very much like many of the eco-friendly cars we see today. Nevertheless, in spite of those eco-friendly looks, the S-Cargo in fact has a 1.5-liter four-cycle gasoline engine, which means it isn't as green as it appears.
Looking at a shooting star. Got more than a couple of people going mad, I swear they're rooting hard. Tell them I'd be big in the game like she went and got them breast implants. I said I'm moving too fast, didn't even get a glance. I'm ready to eat up track like I'm seated in a restaurant.